What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined today by Scott Geirman, talking about a little interesting storyline that has sort of percolated throughout this World Series, Scott, revolving around Diamondbacks outfielder Tommy Pham. Pham was talking to reporters and was asked about the Dodgers, and he basically was pretty blunt in saying, I wanted to be a Dodger. I called about being a Dodger. Andrew Friedman wasn't interested. Of course, the Dodgers kicked the tires on Pham at the deadline when the Diamondbacks acquired him and ended up opting for Kike Hernandez and Ahmed Rosario instead. Give me your reaction to this story, Scott, first. And second of all, did the Dodgers make a mistake in not adding Pham?
I feel like it just, he's got production that you can, replace pretty similarly, but I would say it depends on who you ask. There's a lot of mixed feelings on who Tommy Pham is.
Yeah.
I would say that, from like a Dodgers fan perspective, when you hear about Tommy Pham, his history with Jock Peterson, et cetera there. Take that story however you know about it. But I don't think they made a mistake. But it certainly is interesting to know that a player openly wanted to be a Dodger, and he contacted his agent multiple times to join the Dodgers. So that's what's interesting to me.
I was going back through my notes. I had the Dodgers signing Tommy Pham in my 2 years ago free agency preview. I said, hey, go after this
He
guy.
knew
He fits a
first.
need. And they didn't do it. And then a year later, he apparently wanted to join. It's interesting. So the Diamondbacks end up trading with him. They had to pay about $800,000 of his remaining salary. The Mets covered the other half. And it did cost them a 17-year-old international free agent signing Jeremy Rodriguez in order to make that happen. Pham's interesting for two things. One is the postseason numbers are really good. His career numbers in the postseason have been fantastic. As good as he's been this year, it's actually a below average year for him. He's got a 300 on base percentage, which isn't awesome this year, but a 500 slugging percentage, which is awesome this year. And so it's been a good run for Pham. What's interesting to me, though, Scott, when he got traded to the Diamondbacks, he was having a good year with the Mets. After coming to the Diamondbacks, he was actually a 92 weighted runs created plus player for them, which here's the interesting thing. That's worse than Rosario and Kike Hernandez as Dodgers. So all three of those guys traded teams, and Pham was the worst of the three after the trade.
Yeah, no, just like I said, I feel like it's production that you could have replaced somewhere. It's just, I don't think they missed. But, Tommy Pham certainly is having a fantastic postseason in spots. He's had some slug, and that's, really what you want there in October. But, man, it's Tommy Pham's been a guy that has had some, baggage. I'm not going to say baggage, just chatter attached to him. And it's just been looked on as like a super negative connotation around who he is. But in terms of playoff performers, he's a guy who's shown up. But giving up that much control with a 17-year-old international prospect, that just seems like a little steep thing for what the Dodgers got in terms of, going to get Kike Hernandez, who, didn't cost anything. Ahmed Rosario was a plus deal because you're getting rid of, addition by subtraction. You can look up that one. But yeah, I think they're in a good spot. I think that's okay that they didn't make that move. But, Tommy Pham.
It's worth pointing out in the offseason when Pham was calling about becoming a Dodger, the Dodgers were at a different place. Like Gavin Lux hadn't been injured yet. Miguel Vargas hadn't come up to the major leagues and sort of not panned out yet. And so they kind of had irons in the fire at that point and opted to go another direction. Obviously, some things happened. Guys didn't perform. Guys get injured. So when they get to the trade deadline, the Dodgers are then back looking for a player in the mold of Tommy Pham. And I think you laid it out. Like, remember that they get Rosario. Basically, you could say for free, but it's almost better than free because they got rid of Noah Syndergaard in that trade. And then on the flip side, they go and add Kike Hernandez, which again, Kike Hernandez was better. He had a 96 weighted runs created plus after coming over to the Dodgers. So that was better than Pham's numbers with the Diamondbacks. And Hernandez is another guy who's a playoff performer. So there's not really a big difference between like Hernandez and Pham. You could make a case for Rosario, but again, Rosario came over in a deal for Noah Syndergaard, which was a massive win all the way around. And so to me, this is like, I think the bottom line for me, Scott, is the first thing that you said. It's awesome that guys are calling the Dodgers and saying, I want to come play for the Dodgers. And that's part of this story with Tommy Pham. And so that should make us feel good, I think, heading into free agency. Just knowing that there are guys out there who look at what the Dodgers do offensively from a pitching perspective, whatever it might be, and are able to sort of acknowledge and recognize what the Dodgers have to offer them.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I was a guy who wanted Tommy Pham at the deadline. I put out a
Yeah.
tweet saying that, and then a lot of people hit me with mixed reactions. Why Tommy Pham? He's a headache, but uh, he's shown up. Tommy
Yeah.
Pham, professional hitter at the plate. He's just exactly what a big leaguer is. They're going to have highs, they're going to have lows. But to your point, I think a lot of players understand what the Dodgers can bring. You have
Yeah.
the ability and the reputation to turn careers around, find lightning in a bottle somewhere. And Tommy Pham wanted to be a part of that. Dodgers are a professional organization. Tommy Pham, wanted to fit in that mold. So we'll see going forward. It's something that I wouldn't rule out in the
Yeah.
offseason. We'll see if they revisit it. If Andrew Friedman was very hard on like saying no multiple times, maybe that just came with salary cap implications. We have
Yeah.
no idea what happened there. So it's something to definitely look out for.
Yeah, and the fact that they were kicking the tires on him at the deadline, I think, shows you that it wasn't a forever no on Tommy Pham. Clearly, there was some
Exactly.
degree of interest, at least reportedly. That's Scott Geirman. My name's Jeff Spiegel. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Did the Dodgers make a mistake by not signing Tommy Pham when he wanted to come to LA? Please subscribe, ring the notification bell below as well. You can find Scott's stuff over on DodgerBlue.com. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks, and as always, go Dodgers.